Hello everyone, MikeMoneygmr here, and welcome back to Space Engineers. I did manage to get my one level created, but before I return back to the normal series that I was doing of this, I wanted to do something. So I went back and I looked at one of my videos, and I forgot that I used the Earth planet, because I saw that it had an already complete base on it, and I thought it would be a good way to learn the game. At the time, I didn't realize that since I didn't notice anything about the game, like I didn't know like how the refinery worked or how the control panels worked or how the assembler and all that worked, I never looked at the base's actual building stuff to see if all of that existed, for example. And I'm sure it was supposed to have existed. I'm like, let's see, I would say I'm at least 90% certain that there's supposed to be a refinery and stuff on there, because when I was putting stuff into some of the areas, I noticed that like when I was putting stone into one of the things, it like moved somewhere else. Like one of the cargo containers, it was like moved to another part of the base. And so that's why I kind of want to check with the game's default base and just see what there is. So let me just let this load a little bit. It shouldn't take too long. They've been doing some work like ever since that last episode. There has been updates, and these loading things don't usually take that long, so I'm not too worried about it. Huh, that's weird. It didn't even let me choose the thing for it, but alright, so let's take a look here. So let's check the terminal real quick here. So we got power efficiency modules, access denied on them, so we're gonna find them and break them down if we want to use them. Productivity modules, that's interesting. Sliding doors. Let's see if I'm right. There's a refinery. There is a refinery. There's two of them actually. And it looks like they're the full-size ones too. So yeah, you kind of cheat with this. You get two full-size refineries instead of having to build them. Of course, there's the Gatling turrets as well. But the question is, where are they located? Like, is there any way to actually like locate them? Let's get rid of some of these GPSs. Oh, well, we can't because they're actual antennas. Okay, so here's Refinery 3 over here. Oh yeah, this is, pretty sure this is a oxygen or hydrogen tank. I said that in my episode, but I'm pretty sure that's what that's supposed to be. Yeah, it has oxygen tanks attached to it. So it's either a giant hydrogen tank or it's a giant hydrogen tank. Like, I think I just said hydrogen twice. I'm sorry, hydrogen or oxygen. And I freaking love when I broke this down, when that's another way to look at all the stuff that's active in this. I was just like, did I really just do that? But I was like so yeah. So the refinery is like right here, in here somewhere. Yeah, it's right here. And here's all the huh. That's interesting. So this assembler has like an ass ton of proficiency or production, like, I guess speed models, I guess is what they're called. Here, let me see. Let me get up here real quick. So let me get up here real quick. There we go. Sometimes I swear the jumping controls are just asinine. Alright, let's see. Can we find something to connect to? Okay, let's check here. So let's see here. Yeah, we got all the grinders, all these interior lights and weld pits. Interesting. So, productivity modules. Now we don't have way to create those, right? Because I have progression on? Yeah. So But what does that actually do? Let me just find this real quick. All I'm seeing is 3 modules. The speed, yield, and power. I've never heard of that other one. I don't know if it was even activated. Because like that sounds like something that just could be for this test. Yeah, I don't see it. So I don't know what that actually does. Let me see. Wait, actually, one way I can find out is this. Check Refinery 3. Productivity is 300%. So maybe they're supposed to be speed modules, but they have a different name. Because I know if their productivity is up, that means it has faster speed modules on it. First colonist is dead. Oh boy. So power efficiency is good. Yeah, maybe they were called productivity modules at one time instead of speed modules. I guess that would make sense. Okay, so we got that. So we know that if we bring anything to this refinery, it'll work better than anything else. But we already have like this like really good base here, right? Let me adjust my microphone here a little bit. Okay, so we got this whole system here, and the fake objective of this, like there's no like mission completion for this or anything like that, but like the so-called objectives that there are inside the building are stuff like take your fighter ship and take it over to fight these bases. But we would probably want to what's a scuttler? Wait, hold on, where's the button to turn this on? Interesting. I don't know why it needs solar panels on it, but that looks really cool. I'd probably take a little bit to make. So when I first started this, I actually looked at these to see basically how this works is these projectors, if you come up to them, you're supposed to be able to start like welding like the pieces to it somehow. Like I think you can actually just start attaching the stuff it has in there, but since we don't have, I think that, what if that's the 5, yeah, we don't have 5x5 wheels. That's either 5x5 wheels or 3x3, I'm not entirely certain. Unfortunately, nothing in, like, I don't think the projector tells you everything that you need, it just shows you a hologram. So that doesn't help you at all, but you can kind of just get a basic idea of what you would need to make this from this. So yeah, and you just turn it off by hitting the on switch. So here's a dropship. The dropship, I don't know what that's for. Oh, interesting. So it looks like something that would just be used for like carrying, I mean, I guess from the name, that could be useful for carrying other ships and stuff with you. It looks strong enough to be able to do that, but these large atmospheric thrusters here, they're really expensive, so you probably wouldn't be able to bank this right away. But granted, I wish I had a way to build one of these things just to test to see if I'm right, that you just stick it in there. Looks like it did accept that large thing there. So yeah, see, now that I put that there, it made it glow like that's what it's supposed to be. So, okay, well, I figured that out at least. I talked about this welder pit, like I looked at it, I didn't really talk about it. These welders are really useful if, like, say, one of these sprat vehicles came after you, you could use one of your vehicles to pick it up and toss it in here, and it'll grind everything down. But you might want to put something on top of it that closes down, because they have a tendency to throw the pieces out at high velocity and then they become dangerous. What is this? A large cargo container? Yeah. What's in it? Okay. The reason why this is so funny to me, remember how I was running around trying to find pieces for making stuff? It's all right here. Everything you need to make a basic vehicle is right in this thing. And that's just sad. Like, I mean, honestly, I can't make much with this. I can, but I can't, you know, like, it's two sides of a coin here. With all of this, though, with like these detector comps and thruster comps, I can make ion thrusters with this. I can make a small reactor with this. All of that will be used to power your ship. And so it's really hilarious that they have all of this in here. So, you know, that really makes you wonder. So this ship right here, as the name implies, it's a constructor. The constructor, say you had to repair some of this base after an attack, like say one of these Sprat headquarters or facility nearby sent a drone after you and like just started laying waste to your base. If this ship remained untouched, it would be good to go. Let's see, does this have a hydrogen thing on it? Let's see, what's all on this? Landing gear, denied. Atmospheric thrusters, all denied. So we'd have to break all those down and rebuild them. Has a remote control? Interesting. Medium cargo containers. Wow. 8 reactors? What does it need 8 reactors for? Oh my god. So apparently all these atmospheric thrusters will work though. I mean, you just have no access to them in general. Like, you can't turn off these landing gears. Like, well, let's see. If I look at my... Yeah, it already has my command module all set up for it. That's interesting. Okay, with that locked, it has 1 day's worth of battery to it. Let's see, what... Fully recharged in 17 minutes, 17 minutes, 17 minutes. Okay. So everything on here is like 17 minutes. Not bad. So all the batteries come full charge too. So there you go, you got that going for you. I don't know if it'll give you that warning saying that the hydrogen is low. Let's see, is there even a... I forgot, I didn't see a hydrogen tank on it, did you guys?
No fuel.
Yeah, it says no fuel. But that... Wait. Now it's saying 0 seconds. Hold on a second, how is that possible? Did the battery just immediately drain itself somehow? No. Let me see something real quick here. Control thrusters, control gyros, not the sandwich. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. See, what's funny is in other game modes, it doesn't tell you that it's out of fuel. But since I don't see anything that's hydrogen related, there's a hydrogen tank. Okay. It's 51% full though. Oh, that's the one on the base. Okay, so that makes sense. Okay, so there's no hydrogen tank though on this ship. So that's interesting. So, why does that tell you? Stop flying. Why does that tell you that this ship has no fuel if there's no need for it to have fuel? That just seems kind of silly to me, you know? It's just like, it's like an extra step that the game did that doesn't make sense. Okay, well, let's take a look over here real fast. What is this over here? Let's take a look above, I guess. There's a connector that comes out here to a conveyor system and all that. Wow. So they just have this whole thing just wired up, don't they? Interesting. What's this? Laser antenna. Okay, cool. So, yeah, it looks like we've already looked all over the place here. So we got our deterrent fighter over here. Does this have a hydrogen tank attached to it? Let me see. Because like I said, if it doesn't have one, I might want to find a way to turn off the, no, it doesn't have an engine, a hydrogen engine either. It's not connected right now, but we can fix that. Turn that on, turn that up like that. And then what you would do here is you would come to this page, come into the control panel, find the batteries that go along with this. So all of these. Oh, they're all on discharge. Yeah, we don't want that. Put them all on auto. That's why it started dying on me almost immediately. There we go. That's better. Phew. Alright, what I like to do is I like to add a name to the battery like this to say which battery it is when I'm connected to something. That way I don't, you know, lose track of it. And usually when I have my ship connected to the base, normally what I would do is just put every battery on recharge just in case. Because right now this thing's only running on solar panels, right? Yeah. And that's not really an efficient way to do this. We could probably just start... I don't have steel plate, do I? Nope. Okay. So let's go grab some of that steel plate from that large container over here, and I'll show you how you could really start getting this base up and running. Actually, isn't there a way just to go? Yeah. There we go. So, one here. Let's put one there. One there. Okay. Up we go a little bit. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of performance issues on this one, even if you have a pretty good system, because this map is very costly and stuff. Like, here's something that I should show real quick. Where's the PCU information? There's a way to see that somewhere on here. Like, is it under the ship status or something? Possibly. Let's come over here and take a look. Yeah, see, 13,943. Sorry, my throat just acted up really bad there. Alright, let's see. There's supposed to be a way to look into it. I'm trying to remember where it is. There it is, under G menu. Okay. So, you get 100,000 PCU, and that's how many things you can put down. And each item has a value of how much you can get. And once that value goes to 0, you can't place any more blocks, you can't do anything. Like, you have to start breaking stuff down so that you can get the PCU back down. I didn't know that at first. I thought that had something to do with power control units. That's what I thought it meant. But no, it actually means like how much stuff you can make before the game's like, okay, stop making stuff, you're overloading the game. So, from what I've discovered, it looks like the higher your PCU is, the more taxing it is on your computer to have the thing run. Okay, these all seem the same height, so let's just start going ahead and get some of this here. Slowly drop to the ground. Well, that seems to be running pretty quickly. Alright, let's go find a power block so we can see just how well it's running. Alright, wind turbine. Yep, 371. That's about maximum, so that's perfect. Alright. Good, good. And that provides us with just a little bit more power so we can start connecting all of these ships up and charging them if we wanted to. So that's a good thing to have. The atmospheric miner, for example. Last time I collided this with the ground and blew all this stuff up right here. I'll tell you right now, all of these thrusters right here are unnecessary. Like, these will keep the ship from like colliding into the ground if you point it like, you know, straight vertical like this. Like, it'll help keep that from happening. But while driving, all that's gonna do is fight you and make you not be able to move in the direction you want to move. So what we would want to do is we would want to come in here, first connect this to the base, come into the batteries for this too. 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries it has. Okay. So, battery 1, mining, battery 2. There we go. So there you go. Now you have your mining ship all ready to go. In fact, we don't even really have to connect this. We could just fly off in it real quick here. And oh my god, does this ship look ridiculous. I mean, if you were going to use this for your mining operations, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, this thing just looks ridiculous. Not that that means that it wouldn't work. I mean, it would work perfectly. But see, like when I'm talking about when you're driving, see how the ship automatically stops you as you go forward? So I think you can... Nope, that turns them all off. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, 2 has my option for that. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to come in here to your control panel. If you have access to all the ones backwards, you don't have access to them. So I'd have to fight, I'd have to like throw them all off, and then that would just be a pain in my nuts. So that's not something we need to do right now. But if we want to go ahead and mine into this area here, how we would probably do that is see what happens if we make our ship like this. Okay, looks like the ship can handle that. and just start right-click digging into the ground here. See if that uncovered the iron. I think so. I think that's some iron. Jeez, this thing is chunky. So yeah, that's all iron. So what you want to do is kind of aim yourself like this a little bit. Also, if we can, let's see, can we change the, or are there any landing gears on this? There are, but their access is denied. Okay. In that case, I want to come over here real quick. And, actually, I wonder, since if its access is denied, I wonder, is there a group for, yeah, gears? Auto lock on off. Okay, auto lock is off. Sweet. Good. Okay, so this is all iron, so let's, try to get in here. Cut out the rest of this, rock here. There we go, so that we can start just only mining, hopefully, iron. Alright, so let's see. How much iron did we grab just from doing that? 2.7k, okay. Wow. Interesting. So this, it's already full, but it seems to be fine, just fine. Let's see. Yeah. So, that doesn't seem so bad. If I can get it to connect to this. Yeah, we can. Sweet. And let's get out and take a listen. Yep, our refinery's kicked on. Sweet. So yeah, that's how you would do it. So yeah, that's what you would do, is you would just go out with this thing, collect a whole bunch of iron, bring it here, or anything else that you wanted to use, and go from there to start making whatever it is you want to make. If you want to build your own ship, build your own ship. If you want to build one of the ones that it has, build one of the ones it has. And you can even use this welder pit here to try and weld up everything if you wanted to. Like start building the shell of your ship or whatever it is you want to build. Like, let's see. How am I going to do that? I've done it before using a landing gear, but that's probably not the best way to do it. Let's see. We probably want to use like a connector or something, and then just scrap it afterwards or something like that. So let's see. Or we can use our constructor ship here, because I think the constructor ship will have enough inventory space to do it, so I can give an indication on how to do that. Wait a minute. How's that piped up? If they're open on this side... Huh. That doesn't look right. Ah! Whoa, okay. Shoot. Here, just Just get down underneath this a little bit if we can. Oof, there we go. Oh, the ship should be charged enough. Let me get inside of it, fly it upwards, and see if we can find how they got this all connected. So, 6, go up into the air a little bit. Okay, get out. Let's see here. Interesting. So they don't really have it connected at all, do they? So normally what you would do is you would have this welder connected to this conveyor junction. Oh, conveyor junctions have large ports on all sides, don't they? Yeah, I think they do. And then little ports on the bottom, so it should be fine. Okay, never mind. I thought that was a cargo container. And I was like, wait, what? That's not gonna work. So, if you were gonna use this welder to build something of yours, you would just start tossing all of your materials into it. So like, let's take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Shove it all in there. I think we only need like 30 of those, but oof, just. Oh, I accidentally turned the dampeners off. I was like, why am I not flying? I know I activated my jetpack. Oh well. So throw those in there. It's almost to max capacity. I found a way to accidentally grab only like, I don't want that many. It's not right click, is it? No. While I was messing around, I noticed that I somehow found a way. Whoa. Okay, no, I don't want to do that. To only grab like a couple or something like that. I was kind of shocked that I did that. I don't know how I did it. There's supposed to be a way to like only take like 5 or something, but I don't know how to do it, so I'll just take 10. That's all I really wanted, was to get 30, so we have some extra. So now that we got that, let's see, where can we start building our ship for practice sake of using this constructor? We could use this area over here that they have. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. So I just read the thing out of curiosity. What makes this map mad is it's saying there's too many blocks in this world, which makes sense because, like, you know, this base is humongous. I mean, crap. We know that. Alright, so let's start building it out this way. Like that. Then do that. And we can't build our tires yet because we need to do what before we can do that?
Fuel low.
Cool.
Fuel critical.
Okay, I'm coming back in here for a second. I love how when you're trying to build something to show something off, and it's just like, nope, I'm gonna be glitched. I don't care to work properly for you. For some reason, I have this built correctly, but it has to be built like this. And then, let's see what happens if I... Oh yeah, I forgot about a fucking fuel. Okay, so now we got the basics of this. Now we gotta kind of build this down a little bit, because now I need to connect it to here. And tear off the top. So I'm just kind of using this base to show you what I did for the building of my rover that I made in the survival challenge. So for that, what I had to do is make it exactly like this. Except I didn't have this block here. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen when I get rid of this. Okay, nothing, good. So it's supposed to be like that, okay? And then you would take your cockpit and slap it on here. Pretty much like so. You want it hanging over just a little bit. Ugh. Okay, so then like you've got it like that. See, then you can put those blocks that I deleted back just to make sure everything was secure. And, we'll make 3 here just for better security later. Okay, and then we'll start heading backwards a little bit. Now, you don't have to go too far away from them, but you want them far enough away that the wheels aren't touching, which I think right here would be perfect. And that's going to be dangerous because that's going to start... Here, let's see, can we just add to this maybe? Apparently not. See, this is why I don't... Oh fuck, I had the wrong button. That's why I don't usually try to build. Well, start. That's why I try not to build with stuff like this. Wow, who would have thought? This is going to be a 2-parter at this point. I'm going to come in here real quick just to say I'm on to the building area now. And we're going to see if we can use this for it. I don't expect it to go well, but we'll see. So, switch to... Yeah, there you go. Oof, I just slammed into that. That probably wasn't healthy for that thing. But yeah, it just starts putting stuff together for you. So there you go. That's the general setup of how to weld with a welder ship. All in all, it's pretty cool, but you would find yourself being like, ooh, I hit the wrong button. You would definitely find yourself being like, oof, because you still have to keep coming back, grabbing the stuff necessary to do it. Huh, this thing can't lean. Apparently, I'm leaning and it's not doing anything. That's not good. There it goes. It's always just a good idea to lock it back to that. Oof, I just slammed myself into the ground and probably into that welder too, because that welder's still on. So yeah, there you go. So, yeah. So that's how this base would work. Though I feel like since this is the second episode now, I'm kind of like, well, shit, you know? I kind of want to do some more in this, just to kind of give you an idea of, like, beginning stuff to do in this. I mean, all in all, there's really nothing else to show. That's the problem. I mean, the only thing you would want to do is possibly update the power to wind turbines instead of obviously the solar panels, because right now there is no power on here except for what's like coming from the wind turbine, you know, or any batteries that are on the base. Let me see something here. Nothing in there about it. Guess not. So we would just have to have the ship constantly tell us that it's out of hydrogen. I don't know how to change that. We'll go attack the ore handling facility and see what there is on it. What does this ship have in terms of weaponry on it? I mean, it seems like it has 2 turrets on the front. Apparently it has rocket turrets too, but I didn't grab any more extra rockets. Camera got destroyed, but that's fine. That thing is just shooting us everywhere. Well, we blew that thing up, but at what cost? I mean, practically everything is destroyed on this ship. Oh my god. I don't even know if we can fly it back to base. It's so damaged. Is it still getting shot? Oh, that's our easy station right below us now. Oh, I think something's loose inside the ship. That's what I'm hearing. You know, despite what you would think, I'm actually kind of impressed with how that went. This definitely is not a good fighter jet, though. This thing seems to go down very fast in an actual fight. And I would say that that's the mark of a very shitty ship. Alright, let's see what all was destroyed here. So the camera was right here. We know that much. Our antenna was destroyed. Oof. Oh my. We had some rocket launchers. I think that had atmospheric thruster attached to it at one point. See, this is why I would probably try to make a lightweight fighter. You know, that's easier to control. This thing is kind of cool though. I mean, it's a fun little device to fly around and test for your fighting needs, but I would say just scrap it and make your own, because it really just does not look like this thing is well made. I mean, I might just be a horrible flyer of big, large fighter jets, but I mean, this thing went down so quickly that that leads me to believe that it's just not really meant for high-speed battles, that a lightweight, like smaller lightweight vehicle could handle, you know? Like, you would still want to armorize the hell out of whatever it is you make so that it survives. But, I mean, what is the thing that's bouncing around in there? That's what I really need to find out. Oh, my gyroscope. That is why the thing was so much harder to fly. It's like my gyroscope fell off after some of the armor was destroyed and made this thing like almost impossible to control. That is hilarious. I don't know, maybe I'll make a side-by-side series about this base and play around with it. I don't know. I mean, this is kind of cool. I guess I'll just see what the comments say. All in all, I mean, nothing about this base that I could... Oh, I don't know about that. That looks like it'd be way too close, so we actually had no reason to weld that. It's a good thing I checked that, though. We'll just put the stuff back in the welder later. Wait, why? Oh, it's a slope, that's why. I think that should be good enough. Besides that, there's something really satisfying about just welding stuff yourself, you know? Wouldn't you agree? I don't know. For now, I might just play around on this myself. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this. I mean, it's not as fun as my other survival challenge because realistically, this is way, way easier to survive, obviously. But what it all comes down to is it's just fun to try this and see how far we can get, you know, and go from there. I'm gonna have to do that little thing where I put that there. Or was it just... There we go. Alright. And we would soon have a fun little device to make. Can't get that off. Well, I can now. But yeah, like, let me know. I know I've gone for a little bit longer than I expected, but if this seems like a fun challenge, you know, after we've, you know, after my episode of me messing about, just let me know and I will consider doing a challenge of this caliber because I think this could be a lot of fun. I really do. I think that, you know, having a challenge where we have to rely on maybe this rover to defend our base instead of, you know, something else. Because we can actually make this rover even bigger. Put some more wheels on it, which I might actually put one very close to this and make two, like, make a pair of wheels in the back. And we can make this into a heavy-duty, you know, vehicle for fighting. Make it like very fast and lightweight. Because the tires aren't very heavy, so they can make it lightweight enough that if we put a bunch of medium containers on here with interior turrets on it, this thing would be a force to be reckoned with, and it could take out that facility very quick. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop this here, and I will see you guys the next time I record. Till then, everyone, bye.